morning. This is Jason Wampler. I'm Jason Wampler, and this is another episode of Dime Store Psychology. It's 8:24 a.m. I got to bed rather early last night. And I say last night, I got to bed around 11:45 p.m., which is amazing. I haven't done that in a long time, but I was very, very tired. Anyway, again, it's 8:24 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Costa Mesa, California. I want to talk to you about keeping promises. Now, when we talk Dime Store Psychology. The purpose of this program is to help people understand what motivates other people, how to get along with other people, how to study and understand other people, and have a clearer understanding of yourself and your human psychology, so you can get along better in life. When you make promises to somebody, especially in regards to being somewhere at a certain time, you have to keep it. But when you make promises to somebody to deliver a product or a service after they paid you money to do so, it's a very, very serious obligation. It doesn't matter if you have anything in writing or if you made a verbal agreement or an ongoing arrangement. When you have somebody else's money, or they've given you something you haven't paid for, or you're late on the rent, it tends to make things very, very difficult for you and everybody else involved. You have to think about what you're going to get into before you get into it, count the cost, and then make a determination whether or not you can actually afford it, or if you have to pursue a different option. But people, I owe people money. I owe the IRS money. It's not a fun feeling, because it makes you the servant of the one that you owe money to, and it's not a pleasant position to be in. Attaining to financial independence and being financially responsible is a great goal to have, but you have to understand how you do that. I'm not here to give financial advice. I will say this: if you make a promise to somebody to pay them a certain amount of money by a certain date, you need to do everything and anything you can within reason, within that's legal, to make sure they get that money on that date that you promised. Now, what you don't have to do is take things from them ahead of time and then promise to pay later. You might want to consider holding off on that. The other thing is, don't obligate yourself to something that you're not obligated to. Don't promise. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. If you overpromise and underdeliver, then you're going to create a bad situation. The situation is going to go from bad to worse. Not only do you owe money or product or service, you've broken your promise as to when you're going to deliver these. So don't over-obligate yourself. Don't make yourself an indentured servant. Don't tell people you're going to work for them for free, because there's no such thing as free labor. Nobody works for free, especially in Orange County, where it's a crime to be poor. So when you make these obligations, you need to keep them. Keep your obligations. Now, if you know it's going to take you a month to pay off the debt, you're simply going to have to tell them that, and you're going to have to stand your ground and say, look, times are tough. I bit off more than I could chew. I have your money, but unfortunately, it's going to take me a month to get the product because that's how the supplier says, or I know I took the product from you and promised I was going to pay next week. I have to wait till the end of the month, or I can just give you the product back, because that's just how it goes. And you have to, when you make a promise, you keep it, but don't overpromise and underdeliver. That just makes things really, really bad. It makes you, the debtor, and the other person, the creditor, livid with rage against you. So don't do that. And the other thing about promises, about being somewhere in a certain period of time, if I was, women are very, very good at being punctual, keeping dates, places, and times. Men, not so much so. To men, time is more relative. To women, time is more important. So, if you make a date with a woman, a day date, lunch date, coffee date, whatever, keep your promise. Don't lie to women. Men, you got to keep your mouth shut. If you can't tell the truth, don't bother dating a woman to begin with. Women won't let you get away with lying to them. If you make a promise to a woman, any woman, young, older, single, or whatever, you better keep it. If you can't keep promising, then you're going to have to tell them, look, I can't obligate myself to that, ma'am, only because I have no idea when or where I'm going to be able to get around to it. I don't have any time right now. I'll have to call you later. If they ask you how soon, it says, I'm sorry, I can't give you a definite answer on that. And they're going to keep arguing with you and badgering about that. But women are not the only group to do that. Everybody does that. People keep badgering. Details. You got to keep standing your ground and tell them, look, no. I can't promise anything right now. I will simply reach out to you within a month and let you know where things stand. And that is it. That's all I can promise. And then tell them something like, if I promised anything else, I'd be lying. Stop asking me to promise something because you're asking me to lie to you, and I don't want to do that. And then people tend to back off. It's still like arguing with a barking dog sometimes, and we talked about that in earlier episodes. Don't let any discussion or communique deteriorate into an argument. Arguments don't accomplish a thing. All you do is, all it is two dogs barking at each other. You separate, you get in a fight, you separate, you cool off, and then you come back, apologize, and then start the discussion again. The reason for my saying that is, guess what? The entire process is a big waste of time. Don't argue to begin with. Anyway, we're at the 5-minute mark. I'm going to keep these snippets really short, between 5 and 10 minutes long. I do want to talk about some more things, but I just want to cover one subject today. So, again, my name is Jason Wampler. This has been another episode of Dime Store Psychology, and that's pretty much it. I'm a business owner, designer, and engineer. The name of the company I own is Wampler. We build HAMR class sounding rockets. We have four prototypes in the works right now, but this isn't a plug for that business. I just want to let you know who I am and what I'm about. And anyway, so now we're at the 6-minute and 20-second mark, so I'm going to call it quits. I have a lot of things to do today because I have to work for a living. All right, and we'll talk to you later. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button, please. Thank you very much, and you folks have a great morning. Bye-bye.